Welcome to Dark and Haunting Tales Horror Aficionados. Join us as we unravel these bone-chilling cemetery encounters, each more spine-chilling than the other. If you are new to the channel, join our community of growing horror aficionados by liking and subscribing. And for all of you subscribed, thank you for your support. Beware, these stories aren't for the faint of heart. The stories may contain some acts or events that may be disturbing for some viewers. Be advised. As always, are you ready to be terrified? Then let's begin. My name is Wilson. I was never one to believe in the supernatural. Ghosts, spirits, and otherworldly phenomena were to me merely products of overreactive imaginations. But one fateful night, my skepticism was put to the test in the most chilling way. It was a moonless night, the kind that settles heavy shadows upon the world. The cemetery, usually a place of quiet solitude during the day, took a sinister aura beneath the shroud of night. I had always heard the tales, the whispers of the restless dead, and I decided to prove that there was nothing to them. Armed with my handheld camera and a sense of smug assurance, I walked among the tombstones. The air was still, and the only sounds were the distant hoots of owls and the rustling of leaves. I scoffed at the idea of spirits lurking in such a place. I turned on my camera and began recording.
Here am I, in the creepiest cemetery in town,
I said, my voice dripping with sarcasm. I panned the camera around, capturing the eerie, moonlit landscape.
As you can see, nothing but tombstones and darkness.
But then, as I continued to film, I noticed something on the screen. Strange orbs of light, glowing faintly, began to appear. I blinked in disbelief and aimed the camera at them.
What the fuck?
The orbs danced in the air, defying any explanation I could think of. I adjusted the focus and zoomed in, hoping for some logical reason for their presence. But there was none. The orbs moved with an otherworldly grace, sometimes forming intricate patterns in the air. I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease, a creeping dread that crawled up my spine. The air grew colder, and the orbs seemed to multiply, their light growing brighter. I realized I might not be alone, and my skepticism was rapidly evaporating. The orbs seemed to be trying to communicate. It was as if they were reaching out from beyond the veil of the living, attempting to make contact. I hesitated, not sure if I should respond, but my curiosity got the better of me.
Is there someone here?
I asked. The orbs moved their response, swirling and dancing, forming patterns that almost looked like letters. I couldn't read them, but I understood the intent. Then, one of the orbs came close, hovering right in front of the camera lens. It was as if it was looking at me, its light pulsing with an unnatural energy. The message was clear. Help. My heart pounded as I realized that this was no hoax, no trick of the camera. The orbs were the spirits of the departed, trying to convey a message from the other side. I struggled to understand, to help, but the message remained cryptic. As dawn approached, the orbs began to fade, and the cemetery returned to its usual stillness. I left, shaken to my core, with a newfound appreciation for the mysteries of the world beyond our understanding. I may have entered that cemetery as a skeptic, but I left as a believer in the unexplainable, the inexplicable, and the supernatural. The spirits had reached out to me, and their message would haunt me for the rest of my days. A chilling reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved. My name is Tony, and in this tale, I'm going to tell you about an encounter that happened to me and my friends when we were still teenagers, hungry for adventure. It made us think twice about ever daring to go into a cemetery at night, and you'll know why in a few seconds. All of the names are changed in this story for anonymity reasons. It all began as a dare. One of those late-night adventures that young folks like us sometimes can't resist. There were 5 of us: Sally, Tom, Lisa, Mike, and me. We had heard the local legends, the whispers of a cemetery that was supposedly haunted. On that moonlit night, curiosity got the better of us, and we decided to go. We parked the car some distance away, not wanting to draw attention, and quietly made our way to the cemetery's wrought iron gates. The rusty hinges creaked as we pushed them open, and a wave of unease washed over me. I couldn't help but wonder if this was a terrible idea. The graveyard lay still, bathed in an eerie silvery glow from the stars above. We walked among the tombstones, each one marking the life that had long passed. Sally snapped a photo to remember that night, but her smile masked her unease. The rest of us exchanged nervous glances. Then it began, faint at first, like a distant whisper. We heard voices, whispers, murmurs, and sighs carried on the wind. It was as if the very air around us was alive with the voices of the dead. Tom muttered,
Did anyone else hear that?
Uneasiness turned to fear as the voices grew louder. Lisa clutched my arm, her knuckles white.
We should get out of here. Now.
She urged. But curiosity held us in place, and we pressed on. The voices seemed to draw us further into the cemetery, into the very heart of the eerie symphony of the dead. The moon disappeared behind a thick blanket of clouds, casting us into darkness. Then it happened. A voice, clear and resonant, seemed to echo through the night. It spoke in a language none of us recognized, but the message was clear. It called out to us, beckoning us to join them. Sally whimpered, and Mike grabbed her hand.
Let's go,
I said, my voice demanding.
This is too much.
We turned to leave, but the path that had led us in had vanished. Tombstones seemed to shift, blocking our way. Panic set in as we realized we were trapped in the cemetery. The voice grew louder, more insistent. The very ground beneath us felt like it was vibrating with the intensity of the message. Join us. Sally broke into tears.
Please, let's get out of here.
We tried to find an escape route, but every direction seemed to lead us further into that scary graveyard. It was as if the cemetery itself had come to life, like a malevolent entity that wouldn't let us go. Hours passed, and we were exhausted and terrified. We huddled together, holding each other tightly, desperate for a way out. Then, as the first light of dawn broke, the voices finally faded away. The graveyard gates had reappeared, and we wasted no time getting out of there, never looking back. We never ventured into that haunted cemetery again. Haunted not by the undead, but by the voices that had called out to us in that chilling night. We couldn't explain what had happened, but we knew we had encountered something beyond our understanding, something that would haunt our nightmares for years to come. Thank you, horror aficionados, for watching our video. These terrifying encounters remind us to never underestimate the power of the supernatural. Remember, next time you embark on a late-night visit to the cemetery, be cautious of the realms beyond our own. Thank you for all of you subscribers for the support and making it to the end of the video. And for everyone new, welcome. And if you like this video, join our community of growing horror aficionados by liking, turning on post notification, and subscribing for more content like this. Stay safe and sleep tight if you can.